Sarah raised a good point about, this sort of myopia of the critical culture, episode by episode, even season by season, and more of these stories are parts of a whole, So, it's, for instance, like season 3, House of Cards. I mean, we have a different thing too in the sense that the whole season comes out in one day, so these reviewers have to watch 13 hours very quickly to get their reviews out, and I sympathize with that. But, I mean, season 3, for instance, we want to go in a different direction. We wanted to open up the story, take a more emotional approach, less political machinations, and also see the Underwoods stumble and fall, really feel the pressures of the presidency. By design, that was going to be fundamentally more unsatisfying than the victory after victory that they experienced during the first 2 seasons. And I knew that there would be a contingent of the audience and probably the critics who would not like that. But it was a necessary thing in order to continue the story. I mean, I don't think the show really is complete until it's complete. And yet, because of the way television's made, and there's only so many episodes you can make in a year, you are releasing these seasons. So they are kind of in and of themselves, but they're part of something bigger. And I think that's what makes them maybe more difficult to review than a book, where you read it beginning to end, or a movie, where 2 hours later, that's all there is.
The programs that you want to scale back or dismantle are the bedrock of the American dream. You work hard, you pay your taxes.
No, I'm sorry. They were the bedrock of the American dream, but they're not anymore. Certainly not for the 10 million people who are out of work.
But practically speaking, 1,000 special interests, organized labor, opposition in both parties. Now, we can do a version of what you're proposing.
I don't want a version. I want a vision.
To this day, I have no idea how many people have watched the show on Netflix. They've never given me any data whatsoever. All they say is that, well, we're doing well and we'd like another season. And that's really all I need to know. So I am spoiled for life. I don't...
Really, don't ever get off that island.
It's interesting. I think there are a lot of different metrics on which to gauge success now. And all that really matters is that the people that are paying the bills want another season for whatever reasons. We sat down with Netflix, all it was Ted Sarandos and Cindy Holland. That's it. And I walked in that meeting and they're like, who's this 12-year-old boy who can't grow a beard? What would they say? They'd say, Beau, you're never going to be capable of growing a full beard. You might as well just shave that scruff. No, so we sat down. What was immediately clear was that they were getting into the original content game in a big way. They were willing to make a big commitment, and they placed a huge amount of faith in us. Now, granted, we had David Fincher and Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright, and David's producing partners, Eric Roth and Josh Donnan, so it was a pretty all-star team, and they responded well to the script. But they said from the get-go, we want you to make the show that you want to make, and we will support you 100% financially and creatively, and get it out into the world, period. And they have kept their word on that. I wish, I had, I don't actually wish this. I mean, it'd be more fun and entertaining if I had lots of juicy tales of conflict and screaming matches.
You do not wish that.
No. I'm saying for the sake of the Hollywood Reporter folks who would like more juicy material for this segment.
Funny, that was our next question, in fact.
But it just hasn't been the case. I mean, that's not to say they said, go off and make your show and let us know when you're finished with the season. We're constantly in contact. But the basic covenant that was made that we are investing in people's creativity, if we do that, that will lead to a good product.